What I learned from my millionaire cousin. Three things. I finally had a one-on-one with him, candid conversation. I was at a pretty low point in my life, and I didn't care anymore. There were no toes to step on. There was no shame anymore. Asked questions directly. One of the people asked was my cousin. Now, my cousin, he's a millionaire, and he worked his ass off to get there. And he learned three really important things throughout his journey. And as he made more money, the more time he spent with family, the more time he spent on who he was, identifying what is his identity, what makes up his identity, what his values are, the more money he made. That doesn't sound intuitive. That's not the part that we're told about in MBA school. But these are the three things that he shared with me. One, believing in a higher power. In his case, he believes in God, he believes in Jesus, he reads the Bible. Every single day, he is reading a verse from the Bible. That's how he actually starts his day. He wakes up, makes his tea, kisses his wife, and starts reading. That's his day. That's what's setting the stage for the rest of his day. Second, no longer lying to himself. Lie to everybody else. Lie to the cashier at the cafe. Lie to your parents. Lie to your friends. But don't lie to yourself. He told me that the moment that he stopped doing that is when he no longer wanted to become a CFO of Mercedes. That's when he realized that he can become a CFO of his own life as long as he stops lying to himself. What was the biggest lie he was telling himself? That he needed to work for somebody else to feel valued over himself, to feel accomplished. The third part, and I think the third part becomes a consequence of the first two. Working 7 days a week tirelessly because you want to, not because you're forced to. How many of you have actually worked on something for 7 days a week, 12-hour days, and it actually brought your energy up rather than draining you? Well, that's what he figured out. That once he was able to identify his passions, once he did inner work, once he spent more time with the family members who actually gave a shit about him, that's when he started to be able to identify what he actually wants to do. And it's actually a long list of what he wants to do. There is no one passion. Find your purpose, find your passion. Bullshit. There is no purpose. There is no one passion. You have values and you have your identity, and you go after them. Seek your identity, identify your values, because they go hand in hand. And that's when you'll start to realize believing in a higher power is no longer cheesy. That not lying to yourself is actually getting you somewhere. Is letting you go to sleep at night, feeling content, feeling satisfied. That third part, working your ass off, for the first time in my life, I actually feel that. I want to work weekends. Actually, during the week is how I treat my weekends now. And my weekends is when I love working because everybody else is busy recovering on a weekend. Nobody else is working on a weekend. For some reason, that drives the shit out of me. It fuels me. It makes me want to keep going. I just got a message from the mother of my daughter confirming that what I'm doing for myself is actually showing up in my daughter. By the way, that wasn't planned. So what are those three things for you? What's the higher power that you're seeking? How are you going to stop lying to yourself?